What's up guys, King here bringing you the latest review of One Piece chapter, it's 868 now, isn't it? Wow, I'm losing count here. I haven't done some reviews for One Piece in a while now, man. But yeah, let's quickly recap about last week's chapter, yeah? So we pretty much got, Big Mom's origins in terms of how she got her powers and why she is the way she is, because of the simple fact that, it's horrifying, really. I mean, she escapes death by the giants. They go onto a little small island where Mother Caramel's caring for her, and then we get a big twist regarding Mother Caramel, where we find out that she's basically a slaver, finding kids and selling them to Cypher Pool. So a lot of the things that Big Mom believes, at least in terms of what she learned from Mother Caramel, all lies essentially, which is really, really sad. But the worst part is when I think they're celebrating, I don't know if it's her birthday or just a party in general, and they're telling her to eat as much as she wants, and she's eating, and well, it's Big Mom, she's got a big problematic condition, and she ends up, well, it's not shown, there's no blood, but the actions and the aftermath speak louder than words. And yeah, it's horrifying because she essentially ends up eating everyone, all the kids, all her friends, including Mother Caramel. And you have to wonder how messed up that is. I mean, did no one scream? Why did not one single person, were the kids trying to help the other kids from getting eaten and they got pulled in as well? Like, how did this happen? How did this exactly work? And it leaves a lot to the imagination, and it's disturbing as hell. And this also explains how Big Mom ends up getting the devil fruit abilities, because in this chapter we do see her news in it, and she's very surprised by this, and she doesn't understand why this has happened. She doesn't understand what everyone is. She has no idea where everyone's gone. She hasn't come to the conclusion or the realization that she's ate them. And we have two witnesses basically to this horrifying event. One of these witnesses being one of the giants that was helping out fixing the house and that. And he ends up running off to Elbaf basically and telling everyone what happened, which is the reason everyone is afraid of her. I mean, she ended up killing one of their elders and nearly destroying the entire village, and she ends up eating everyone. She's practically a cannibal at this point, and it's, yeah, it is horrifying. I mean, this person is a normal bloody, or at least is the equivalent of a normal kin, and essentially is a superhuman, and without even devil fruit abilities, and that's messed up as hell. And then you have this other character who's got this ability to turn everything he cuts over into food. So this explains how Big Mom ended up surviving as a child, and this also explains how she became a pirate, because this dude, I think he is a pirate essentially, and he found it hilarious what he saw, so he knows the truth, but he's not telling her, and he ends up, I think, working together with her and raising her. I don't know if we've seen this character before or not, or if they mysteriously disappeared, but essentially he's kind of the person that ends up pulling her to the dark side. And yeah, Big Mom ends up going around doing her thing, terrorizing everyone, wanting to make her own country, wanting equality as it were, and people like herself. And this obviously spreads throughout the entire world, to the point where people even say that she's more powerful than Cypher Pool and that they need to stop her, at least the Marines anyway. And yeah, it's amazing how in just a few quick chapters we got her development, and it's very, very tragic and horrifying at the same time. And this is a very screwed up situation really, and it's probably one of the most darkest things One Piece has ever done. It's not the most tragic backstory, but it's definitely one of the darkest, most fucked up ones. So we cut to the present at this point, and Big Mom is shocked. She's shocked, the picture's broken, the party's ruined, and you got Capone and these lads firing those rockets, right? And yeah, as you know in stories like this, when characters end up essentially coming up and making a plan, and we see that plan unfold, the cliche is that this plan is going to flop. Whereas compared to other storylines where you don't see the plan and the plan ends up succeeding, and then you get an explanation on how that plan worked. Now sometimes that's not the case, something like Fast and the Furious where they kind of make their plans and it sort of doesn't work, but then you get a little twist at the end, so it's kind of like that, or other heist movies. But in general, that is the cliche. You see the plan, it's going to screw up. You don't see the plan, it usually works. And in this case, the plan screws up. However, the way it screws up is unexpected. I think a lot of us at least predicted that Gustino, or Caesar in this case, would somehow screw up the plan. But that's not what happens. In fact, the plan is going on point. It's going as planned. But the thing that no one accounts for is Big Mom's power. I mean, she's a bloody Yonko, for Christ's sake. There's a reason she's a Yonko. And yeah, they underestimated her powers. They underestimated big time, whether it's to do with Luffy breaking the cake and the photo, or just in general the memories coming in. It's probably all of it piled together to the point where Big Mom, I mean, I'm a bit confused on what happened myself, but it seems that she ended up screaming, and this scream of hers was so powerful that essentially it blew the rockets in midair. And that's what detonated them. They didn't hit her, they exploded before they could hit her, and yeah, it's basically like a massive shield of sorts, and that just, it pretty much shocks everyone there. They realise the plan is screwed. It's done, it's gone, they need to get the hell out. So you got Gostino coming in, and again, as always, we all predicted, you know, he would probably fall, he would screw up. No, he didn't screw it up. Everything is going as planned, with the exception that they underestimated Big Mom and that she had more abilities or powers than they essentially thought, because that scream of hers ends up shattering the mirror. It's kind of like a fat Viking, fat lady singing an opera, like, ah! That's essentially what it is, and yeah, that mirror shatters, and everyone is just shitting themselves at this point. Like, the expressions on Luffy, Capone, and Vito, and them lot, like, it's just to die for. Like, they didn't expect this, and no one expected this, and yeah, it's just a horrifying, horrifying mess. And you've got Capone in a last act of desperation, basically turning himself, I assume, into a giant ass rock castle called Big Father, and telling everyone to take refuge in there. And you've got Big Mom screaming ass in depression, and then you've got Karakuri and Commander Smoothie and the other commanders essentially, or leaders, getting together to attack these guys. So yeah, it looks like we're in for an all-out battle now at this point, and essentially, you know, it's going to be curious how this is going to work. I imagine they're going to be trying to penetrate the castle defenses, and we're going to be getting some sort of castle battle, and to the point where eventually they're going to get inside. And maybe Capone's going to try and use his ability to defeat these guys, but it's not going to work, and we're going to get our individual fights. Properly, Sanchi and his family are going to team up to take these guys on as well, so I'm seeing that definitely happening. And yeah, like, it's an unexpected turn. I mean, the way this happened was unexpected. We all knew it was going to screw up. The question was how, and the way this has happened is unexpected, including the fact that we found out this stuff about Big Mom, and it's again, unexpected. Everything about these last few chapters has been, at least, unexpected to this point. We predicted some things, but not the way they would happen. So yeah, consider me at least pleasantly surprised by all of this. So yeah, we're getting towards the end of this arc, and now it's starting to get really, really good. The big question now comes down to the fact of how they're going to get out, because it seems we're going to be getting a fight now. We are going to be getting a fight. I will say this, I feel like if Usopp was there in this arc, I could kind of see maybe a deal being reached where maybe he would take Big Mom to Elbaf and he would try to negotiate something, but that's just my theory anyway. Maybe that's still going to happen, maybe it's not, but I feel like those plot lines are going to be connected in big, massive ways for the future at least. But right now I'm very curious how this is going to be resolved. I imagine Pudding is definitely going to be at least somewhat redeemed. I mean, she's already redeemable. Again, I did call that out, by the way. A lot of people seem to not even care about this, like, but I don't know anyone who predicted that Pudding would end up not shooting Sanji once he saw her and he would call her beautiful. I said that shit like from the moment we were setting that up, and yeah, nothing. But I'm gonna do another prediction that she's gonna end up properly helping out. Maybe she's gonna somehow use her ability, memory ability, and Big Mom's gonna find out the truth, and it's gonna horrify her. I don't know how that's gonna work. I don't know how that's gonna happen. But the fact that we have two witnesses that saw what happened is probably gonna play some big, massive role in all of this, to the point where Big Mom's gonna find out that revelation. And on one hand, she's probably gonna be somewhat understandable that, you know, Mother Caramel has been eaten, but on the other hand, she's going to be very upset and pissed that she ended up eating all her friends. Maybe something else happened, I don't know, but like, right now, it all points to the fact that, yeah, she ate these guys. I mean, the fact that she can use Prometheus and Zeus points to the fact that, yeah, she did eat Mother Caramel and got her abilities. So yeah, apparently people can now get Devil Fruit abilities by eating the other person. I don't know if that was ever hinted at, but that's very, very interesting concept, I guess. But yeah, makes me curious what the next chapter is going to bring. So yeah, definitely a very worthwhile, decent chapter. It did go by very, very quick, so it's kind of disappointing. But I can't wait for next week, as always. There's no break, so that's good. And yeah, I can't wait, basically, guys. I can't wait. As always, guys, like and subscribe, whatever, and I shall see you when I shall see you. Take care, and please do comment down below and discuss some stuff. Like, I never get that. You know, you guys are making me feel very, very lonely. Come on, let's talk for a little bit. Maybe even a few comments in there. Come on, come on, come on. Be nice. Be nice. Or don't. I don't care. Or do I? I don't mind. Anyway, guys, yeah, I shall see you when I shall see you. Take care, and bye.